Hello and welcome back to Female Voices Life and Loss. Guess what? I'm here today with my most favorite co-host, LaWayna Berry. The two of us today coming to you
Aw.
for the end of November. This will
Yeah,
be
yeah,
released
yeah.
on Thanksgiving. So we're going to talk about Thanksgiving and some
Yeah,
gratitude and things. How you been?
yeah. I am well. Teresa's my favorite person too. Love her. Show Teresa, show everybody this the thankful
Oh,
sweatshirt. Listen,
yeah.
we started off in the right spirit.
Hopefully you're watching us on
So
video. My
cute.
sweatshirt has pumpkins on it and says thankful. Always working on thankfulness every day. When there's struggles out there,
Yeah.
we've got to be thankful, right?
So true.
And there seems to be a lot of that right now as we're recording, as we're getting ready to step into November. There's a lot going on with government shutdown, and in our area, I guess it's every
Yeah.
area, the lack of the
Mm-hmm.
SNAP being taken away and all of the food. And so it's a
Yeah.
really difficult time. I know here where we both live in St. Louis, and I'm sure that's across the country, but we're really feeling that as we go into the holiday season.
Yeah, it's super challenging though. Just in my work on, university campus, students, those state benefits, and they're young, and so having to walk people through that is kind of challenging because none of us are millionaires, so we can't just save people.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's just so disappointing. It's just a little hard,
Mhm.
but
Mhm. So I really feel like this episode, hopefully, we're planning on it to be very impactful for you, the listeners. We, of course, want to acknowledge you for any struggles that you're going through, whether it is shutdown, loss of a job,
hmm
no food, few food resources, or the loss
yeah,
of someone that is not with you this holiday season. We want to give you a lot of prayers and grace for you right now. And hopefully, this will
yeah.
be helpful and impactful for you. That will what we talk about today.
Yeah, but we can't have the sunshine without the rain. So it's just reminding people to stay hopeful. Even myself, too, as we're pre-recording, Halloween, and you see all the little babies, they got all their little uniforms, and everybody's so excited about candy. It's so stinking sweet to look at young people and just get kind of hope inspired because they're so like full of life. Those little
Hmm.
people is so stinking cute. So I'm kinda looking
Yeah.
forward to that too, just to see some, costumes and see.
So, what we kind of talked about ahead of time was really talking about that gratitude and thankfulness this episode. And it
Mhm.
was interesting before we hit record. It seems that we're very different as we are with many things that we do, which is one reason I love that we're able to share with each other
Uh,
and share with the audience because we,
yeah.
on many things, do not do things similar to each other. And so it's great to have both of
Yeah.
those kind of, I think, both perspectives really helps
Yeah.
the audience to be like, okay, I'm not
Mhm.
like Teresa on this one. I'm more like LaWayna or vice versa. So we were talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
just gratitude, and I am one that it sounds like I'm very similar to LaWayna's husband, that I am one that likes to journal and list. Sounds like he writes down things that he's
Mhm.
grateful for every day. I don't always make a list and write it down, but I
Mhm.
do bring all those to mind before I go to bed
Mhm.
and when I wake in the morning. But it sounds like he's very
Mhm.
diligent with writing those lists. And
Yeah, he's
LaWayna has
yeah.
indicated that's not her. So,
Yeah, I'm not a journaler. I don't write. Sometimes I write,
mhm,
but it's very much a chaotic. I'm mad at my husband writing kind of a thing or whatever, or I'm pouting about something. My husband
mhm,
Josh is very much a gratitude person. He started this about 5 years ago when, because my husband is in AA. been in AA for 10 years, 11 years, something like that. And
Mhm.
so he realized that he needed different coping skills. At
Mhm.
around that time of 2019, he was like, my
Mhm.
usual things aren't working. So I need to find some other things to stay sober. So him and his group of AA guys, they send each other their gratitude list every morning.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, he's very much a community person. So he has this community of guys in AA, and a lot of them are people he works with. And so he has a
Mhm.
community at work too. And they just all kind of, iron sharpens iron. So just kind of getting on each other about if
I
they're getting
love
too much
that.
in the pessimistic thing. So they very much try to keep each other healing, whole, growing.
I love that. Really, because that's what we talk about a lot about is that community and those connections and
Mhm,
all of that really
mhm,
supports and helps people as humans for mental health
mm,
and all of the
yeah.
things. So I love that he's been able to find that group and be able to do that. So, as we kind of talk, because we talk a lot about grief, just grief and gratitude. And I think many times
Mhm.
people are like, how can I be thankful when I'm hurting so much? But I want to talk to that a little bit. So,
Okay.
how do you feel about that when you feel the deep sense of loss that you have with
Mhm.
losing Joshi? How were you able to be grateful and just you're very spiritual, you're very in tune to God's
Mhm,
call on
mhm.
your life and all of those things.
Yeah,
How can you
yeah.
be thankful or grateful, whichever you use, or happy or whatever you
Mhm,
plug into that? I'm one that says gratitude, thankful. But
mhm.
how did you not pretend to be okay and really navigate all of that?
Yeah, it's hard because it kind of
Mhm.
falls on you at different times. So some days, like you said, I can be grieving my son. There's a movie, Hand That Rocks the Cradle, or something like that. They redid it. And it was so hard for me to watch this child cry because this nanny is not thinking about the kid, whatever. So it
Mhm.
was very hard for me to like almost start hyperventilating because I just like I couldn't watch a child suffer on TV. But so it's things like that, like where I'm getting like kind of grieving, remember my son, how my son passed away. And then in the same breath, the Lord is so gracious. There might be a little kid that walked down the street with their Halloween costume on. I'm like, oh my God, beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So I can you can
Sure.
hold both at the same time. I can be grieving my Joshy because I miss my Joshy. Especially with he looks identical to my husband. So it's very me and my husband have a very weird dynamic where even just the face he make and I'm like, oh my God, so I'm crying. And then I'll see a silly picture that he did. And I'm like, oh my God, he was such a great guy, even though he was
Mhm.
only 3.
Mhm.
So it's for me, it's being authentic and telling people. Like Teresa even knows this guy is like, she may not talk to me for a few days. And I'm like, girl, I was going through it. And she's like, girl, call me if you're going through it. So,
Yeah.
sometimes you just, it happens, but I do find that I am able at least to articulate my feelings.
Mhm.
Other people may not be able to, like my husband. He's not super self-aware when he's grieving or when he's not balanced.
Mm.
So sometimes he'll just pick a fight and I'm like, what's wrong with you? you know? And he's like, no, his heels are dug in. And then 2 days later, I'll be like, was this what was wrong with you? He's like, oh, yeah, probably. And I'm like, yeah, I need you to be self-aware. But
Yeah, well,
you
that's
can absolutely have gratitude and be grieving at the same time. We're complicated human beings.
yeah, yeah, and I think I wanna speak to that just for a minute, that being self-aware. Sometimes that is hard to be self-aware.
Mhm,
Everybody else sees those things many times before we see them ourselves. And so
mhm.
I like that you helped him be more self-aware, I'll say.
Yeah.
Probably not in the
Like I'm
best
not your
way.
life coach though. Like
You
this
are
is
his life coach,
garbage.
you're his life partner. Girl,
No, they're
yes.
separate. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
But sometimes it's just bring but sometimes it's bringing those things up, making him self-aware that he can seek out that support somewhere else. I think is important.
Oh, I doubt it. You know, I just doubt it.
Yeah.
He laughs and he says, because we don't have a whole lot in common. So I would tease him and be like, "You should have married so and so because y'all seem to have a lot more in common than we have." Then he
Oh
says, "No, the
gosh.
Lord put me with who I need to be with to grow. You are here to help me grow." And I've been growing the whole time we've been together. I was like, yeah,
And
still
and I
not
would say
fully cooked.
probably vice versa as well.
Uh,
I know that's how it is
yeah.
with me, myself and
Hmm.
my husband. Like
Hmm.
he teaches me something like probably every day that it's like, oh, yep, I needed to learn that. And many, many
Phew.
times it's patience. Slow
That's my life
down.
lesson. That's the
Patience is
Lord.
is is the thing that he helps me with on a daily basis, I would say for sure.
Mm.
So with gratitude, I just wanted to bring
Mhm,
this to the listener's attention that when we do gratitude, however that is, gratitude can be done in many, many different ways, like we just talked about, but it
mhm,
really helps change your body chemistry and
mhm,
rewire your brain. So there's many when we are focusing on that thankfulness and that gratitude, the brain releases like dopamine, serotonin, to get a little
mhm,
scientific with you. But it's so
mhm,
important that when we're doing gratitude, even in deep grief, there's a shift and a change in our body chemistry
mhm,
that really will support and help you as you're going through grieving or those disappointments, I will say,
mhm,
in your life. So that's why I think I really want to kind of speak to that gratitude today. It's so important for your well being, physically, emotionally, and
mhm.
spiritually to determine what that gratitude practice is. I speak it, your husband
Yeah.
writes it down.
Hmm.
You are one that wants to experience it with someone, I think is what I heard you
Yeah.
say. So those are different ways, and they're all part of that giving gratitude
Yeah.
in our
I
own
don't
way.
know. I'm just thinking about that. Like, how do, because I don't keep a list every day. That's not
Yeah.
something I do. I do try to pray, and it's a very short prayer. Just when I start work or when I work with a
Mhm.
new client, I try to pray
Mhm.
about just like you said, I'm expressing gratitude for the Lord for the position He's put me in because I
Mhm.
have wanted nothing more than to be a therapist since probably 2007. So I express like gratitude for that. I express gratitude to the Lord just even though my son is deceased, one of my sons is deceased, I still express gratitude to the Lord for the time that I had with him. It makes me appreciate my other kids. I think I just say, man, there's some great guys. Thank you, Lord. It's very, very short though.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to think if there's something that I do consistently daily, a daily practice. And I don't know. I usually listen to the Bible app every morning. That's kind of my
Mhm.
thing. But
Mhm.
yeah, I just don't, I'm not consistent in it. So
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
a little.
I think that's super great though. My husband says the same thing as you though. You'll feel better. There is definitely a reframing happening when you change your brain to start seeing the positive in your day instead of the negative. That is
Yeah.
some you're exercising a big muscle doing that. So I try most of the time. I'm gonna say that probably 90% of the time.
Well, I think there's just different ways that you do your gratitude. Yeah,
Mhm,
like we're speaking to, there's different ways to do that gratitude. But the other thing that's super important when you're grieving, I'll speak to that. When you're grieving, your body is just flooded with cortisol. And that's your primary stress hormone. It's a reason that there's brain fog. It's a reason that there is anxiety and fatigue and, digestive issues. All of that comes from that flooding of cortisol, and that happens with grief. It happens at other times too. But doing a practice, like you talked about, being consistent with it and all of that, and that's for all
mhm,
of us, you know. I'm always
mhm,
talking about I'd love to be more consistent in a lot of ways. But it
Me too.
really does lower that level of cortisol. And I think we know as a society that we're running on high cortisol most of the time. We're in fight or flight all the time. And if we can do that gratitude, it kind of brings that nervous system, that cortisol, everything down so that
Mhm.
we can rest and restore. Because we're not a society that does that very good. And this would be one thing for all of us to be, like you had said before, to be more consistent at so that
Mhm.
we can all become just healthier as people.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people, like you said, they don't slow down enough. If you don't sit with yourself enough, it reminds me kind of what's that movie? Julia Roberts, Runaway Bride. But is it like if you don't ever sit with yourself long enough, like she couldn't in
Yeah.
that movie, she didn't know how she liked her ex because she just went with whatever partner she was dating, and she liked how whatever they liked, And I was just like, I think a lot of us do that on a regular basis. We don't
Oh,
slow
yeah.
down and what's really my value? What's really my priority? What's
Uh-huh.
what's what's my non-negotiable? What am I tolerating? What am I grateful for? It's just we don't sit
Yeah.
with our stuff long enough to know what works, what
Mm-mm.
doesn't work. Who watching the patterns, my mood shift when I'm around this person, but not this person. It's a lot of
Uh-huh.
different things like that. And
And you
so I
probably,
am
yeah, and you probably talk to clients to that. I mean, at least I know I do. Like, do you know what you're feeling?
yeah,
And
yeah.
I always begin to help if there's somebody that's always fast, 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 never rest. That is one of the very first things that we work on is just taking, and I start with just take 2 minutes and breathe. Like
Mm,
really breathe in and breathe out. 2 minutes and just
mm,
being
mm,
grateful or saying, what do I need today? As a kind of an affirmation or a question, I
mm,
think
mm,
is where I begin. And it's just 2 minutes. And sometimes even that is a struggle, but it's starting that routine for that consistency. Because like
mm,
you're saying and I'm saying is we don't do that as people. And
yeah.
so we got to start somewhere. And I think with clients, they make sure like, let's begin here
Mhm.
with
It's
some,
so
with some
true. It's
habits.
so complicated though. Gosh, human beings are just complicated people. We're just like, man, oh, you give me
Because we're
like
human beings. Like you just said, we're
right,
human beings.
right. Yeah. No, I just thinking to myself, like, if the Lord would have given me half the jobs that I have had in the last 2 years since my son has been deceased, I would have been so great, so excited. But I'm a different person than I was in
Right.
2010. So it's just like,
Yeah.
man. But gosh,
Yeah.
with God,
Yeah.
with God, with God. But those
Yeah.
prayers help. I don't know if you're a gratitude praying person. My prayer is very chaotic. I wake up and I say, Lord, help your little sad child today. So that's how I wake up. And I only say I'm sad because I'm fatigued.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, Lord, help your little sad child. Help me, Lord. Then I'll get up. He's
Yeah.
probably like, girl, you can say more than that then. Praise me
Yeah.
for waking you up instead of
Yeah.
saying help you a little. Reframing
Yeah.
is always something really good. My husband's very good at reframing 95% of the time.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a skill as well. Just being grateful and seeing things glass half instead of have empty, half full. I have what
Uh-huh.
I need. I'm thankful for everything I got. I'm not hurting for anything. And that's what my
Yeah.
husband says. He says, babe, we have Cadillac problems. I was like, yeah, maybe.
Black problems, is that what you said?
Yep, that's
What
what
does
he
that
calls
mean?
it.
Cadillac problems. That's a new one for
It's
me.
Like basically you have everything you need. And so you're fussing about things that are Cadillac problems, like your food, shelter, you have a job, you have all the things covered, but you're mad because maybe you're just not making the $5 more you wanted to make per hour or whatever.
Okay.
Or in
Okay.
my case, he didn't buy me the Mercedes I wanted. He bought me this truck and I didn't want the truck. I wanted the Mercedes, Cadillac problems.
Okay. I see. Hmm. a new saying for me to incorporate into when I speak to people.
No, that's his lingo, that's his
Okay.
lingo. You're like, okay, dude, whatever. So I love to
Yeah.
hit him with it when he is distressed and maybe that he's commission based and your commission is low this month and he's pissed off. And I'm like, remember, babe, we have Cadillac problems. And he's like,
Those that are listening to audio, LaWayna rolled her eyes big time right there.
that's that's the look he gives me. We
They
or the
couldn't.
tone. It's the tone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then he gets off the phone and then he calls one of his AA people who is going to understand his dilemma. And at the end of their conversation, they're going to tell him he has Cadillac problems too. But they heard him out and they understood, which is something I don't always do well in that environment because I don't understand this car sales environment. But
Yeah.
yeah, super funny though.
Yeah. So, what else
But
can we speak to for gratitude? I'd like to see if we could put together something for the listeners too that we could send out. So, let's just say we're
mhm,
going to do that. We'll put
gratitude.
together some kind of a tool to help you with gratitude, beginning a gratitude practice. We'll give some different options, I think, because
Okay.
we've given a couple here of different ways to be grateful and to bring that into a practice for
Hmm.
the listeners. We'll think of
Yeah.
some more, but I think it's super important to figure out what that gratitude practice is for you,
Hmm.
whether it's prayer, whether it's writing things down, just speaking
Video
them out
journaling.
loud.
Hmm.
Yeah, am grateful, and I speak to that like when I'm working out and exercising, like I'm just grateful for my body to be able to still do those kind of things. And
Hmm. Hmm.
anyone that's listened in the past knows I'm a nature girl. So that's another time that I feel like I'm super, super grateful and come up with those things that I'm very grateful for. So there's lots of different ways and times of
Yeah,
the day
I
that we can be grateful. Like
oh,
grateful we got food
definitely.
in front of us
Right.
because
No,
that's
I
hard.
I felt the most, and I don't know if anybody has ever had one of these like near death or you would just that's how hard it was season.
Uh-huh.
So I use the me and my husband went up in a helicopter in Hawaii. And
Nice.
I was completely it was on my birthday too. And I was like completely terrified though. So as soon as when we went up, because it didn't have doors either. And I was like, yep, this is gonna be me and God on this trip. So I spent it was an hour long around the whole island, but I
I
spent
love that.
30 minutes really just praying to the Lord and trying to do the reframing. Like I'm of course scared. I'm completely scared. My
Uh-huh.
husband is scared. He's waiting on me to tell them to take us back down. He's not gonna tell anybody he's scared. So he's waiting on me.
Mm.
So he is confused why I haven't told them come drop it, drop it like the lady did before we went. She was like, nope. And they came right back down. But
Oh
I
gosh.
felt so close to the Lord, meaning because I was praying through my fear, through my scare. And after about 10 minutes of that, I was able to reframe the prayer of, thank you for this technology. Thank you for this skilled pilot. Thank you for just this experience. Thank you for my
Yeah.
husband who has the job that pays the money for us to have these kind of events.
Yeah.
Just very, very gratitude. So it really changed that second half of the ride because that I just spent that time praising him. I was no
Yeah.
longer in fear. He had helped me through that fear and scary part of the ride. I did not let go of any of the handrails though, but felt better. The pictures. He's like, use your phone. I'm like, boy, what? I'm praying right now. The Lord is
Oh
helping me.
my goodness. Oh my
And I'm
goodness.
not doing it again. I don't need that experience ever again.
Oh.
But it was beautiful when I was able to
Yeah.
slow down my, like
Good.
you said, Teresa, breathe, slow down, let's be present in the moment.
Yeah.
It directly changed that experience for me. So
Ah,
that's just,
yeah. Lowered some cholesterol there as well. Oh my gosh, we could we'll have to talk sometime about my experience of my helicopter ride in Hawaii. And
Bless you.
we did it again when we went to Alaska. We did another helicopter ride. So I
Nope,
am
don't need it.
not anything, like we said before, opposite, because I thoroughly enjoyed it.
You-
I did
Nice.
not have a fear, even though people kept saying, "Did you read? Did you read? Did you read?" And
Yeah.
about this helicopter. And I'm like, nope, I'm not reading that. I don't need that in my head. Same when I went
That's fair.
skydiving.
Yeah,
It's like,
I like that.
do you know people
I
die
am
doing
tempted.
that? I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'm
no,
tempted,
no,
but
no,
I
no,
just
no,
don't know. I don't know if
no,
I can do it though. We did do the
no.
boat ride, and that was just another
Yeah.
similar Jesus moment of the parasailing thing or whatever.
That you need to be
I
put
did it.
in those places so that your gratitude comes up more.
No, but you know what? My husband is a very adventurous person, and so I just try to lean into it. I'll do it once. That's my thing. I'll do it once. I'll try it
Uh-huh.
once. So he's
Uh-huh.
like, "Let's do this." I'm like, "I'll try it once."
Yeah.
So I
Good
I
for
don't know. I
you.
might get in a helicopter if it's over beautiful Alaska. Like that is a beautiful, beautiful place.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm trying
Well,
to be more open. So that's the other thing with the gratitude of being grateful for just life, grateful for my family, just wanting to just experience more of life and not hold on to all those fears that I've
mhm.
had about things like that. Just trying to be wanting to live more. Okay, finish my motorcycle classes. I know how to ride a motorcycle. Just different things. I'm just trying to
Mhm.
push
Yeah.
myself to try. You just never
Yeah.
know, right? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it could be
Yeah.
great.
It is.
And
It
so
it is
Teresa
great.
is completely adventurous. Wayna is not.
Yep. No, like we said at the very
I love
beginning.
things for you, Teresa. You so I told my friends that you were in a your softball league and they thought it was amazing. I was like, yeah, Teresa's in her 60s and she's in a senior league. They was like, that is so cute. I was like, I know, right? She's
I
so cute. Lorena is
I
not
am
in a
a
softball league.
I am adventurous,
She doesn't like to
always
sweat.
pushing
So
myself in many, many different
I love that
directions.
though. That is so
And
great.
so that's my encouragement, I think, too,
Mhm.
for everyone listening. Yeah.
Yes.
Especially with this gratitude. Push yourself
Uh-huh.
to be consistent, figure
Yes.
out what it
Yes.
is. Sometimes gratitude is a hard word. Sometimes thankfulness is a hard word. And when I talk to clients, sometimes I'm just
Mhm.
like, well, what do you have? What do you have? Instead of saying, what am I grateful for? Just switch the wording. What do I have?
Mhm. Oh,
And
Teresa.
that comes sometimes is easier to begin the process, especially I'm going to say when you've experienced a loss. It's
Yeah, no, I was
really
just
hard
gonna
to
say
be grateful or thankful for something.
when the child loss group that I was in, when they did the ungrateful and grateful list, that's why I was like, you might want to start with the ungrateful. What am I
Okay,
ungrateful about with this loss? And then because they might can rip through that one in
sure.
minutes, like this is, and then it might help them see the other side because they gotten all
Hmm.
the negative feelings out about this
Yeah,
loss and
okay.
this situation. And
I love
then
that.
come back to, okay, this is how, if you're spiritual, the Lord did show up for me in that time. He did
Hmm.
help me through that moment or that hour, or that trip, that accident, whatever. So
Hmm.
sometimes
Hmm.
it's because nobody gives you permission to talk about ungrateful. We don't want to hear
Oh,
negative Nancy. Maybe if you get that out first. This
let's
job
make
loss sucked. My supervisor
yeah.
lied to me, said I had the job, and then I didn't.
Well, let's make sure we put that on our document that we're gonna
Mm,
make available for everyone. I like that
mhm,
exercise, and there's probably other exercises that I've
definitely.
done with people at
Hmm.
retreats or with clients.
Yeah,
We'll pull those together for the listeners. And our social media person will let you know what it is that you need to do. It might
she's
be
so amazing.
like, comment, share. So if you are not connected to us on social media, we're out there. We're now on Facebook, Instagram. Just we should be on TikTok as your
Mhm.
and on YouTube. So watch all of those. Probably the place that you can grab the tool that we're talking about is going to be on Instagram or Facebook, because I don't know
You
how
got to send us
that
a
goes.
message.
Yeah, send us something somewhere and we'll make sure that you have that tool.
Over the holidays, it's a little challenging.
It is very challenging. And I would just say too, with that, if it becomes too much of a challenge, reach out to one of us. We're here as professionals to help and support people, as well as
Yes.
share stories
Mhm.
and encouragement and all of that here on Female Voices. So, what
I
last
want
things do you have to
pictures.
share?
Send
What's
some
that?
pictures of your Thanksgiving food. I know it's going to be beautiful. Send the pictures of the turkey. Can't wait to see all the photos because I'm definitely going to post my husband's fried turkey because he fries one and he bakes one and then he smokes one. So life can't get any better over here. It's going to be
I
great.
love that. I love that. And of course, with my family, what's for me, I would say my Thanksgiving is going to be filled with a lot of family because my
Yeah,
family is very, very big. And
huge, huge.
I'll send a picture of our Thanksgiving table that is about, how long is it? It's probably about 3 feet wide by,
Yeah.
I'm going to say 7 feet long, maybe, just loaded. And then there's side
Mhm.
tables with dessert.
Yeah, we're going to my mom's because they're in their newly built home,
Nice.
so it's gonna be great. And she decorates all the stuff, so it's gonna be
That's
cute.
awesome.
I'm gonna send some
That's
pictures. My
awesome.
mom's super cute, and the holidays are her thing. She loves, loves, loves Christmas, so there'll be a whole spread for that. I'm not a
Nice.
holiday person. I could take it or leave it. I'm gonna take it for 2 hours. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna joan on some people. It's gonna be beautiful. But last remarks. Last remarks. Stay focused. All right. So, friends, please like, share, inbox us. Let us know if you're liking what you're hearing. If you want something different, let us know. We love feedback. We love to see pictures, and we love to hear how you guys are receiving this message. So,
Yeah.
super tickled to
Yeah.
be here with Teresa. She's my bestie.
Ditto. Ditto. Right back at you there. Yeah, I would agree with that. And as you were saying that, I'm like, yeah, make sure you send all that comments or whatever, pictures, whatever, as we prepare for 2026 to support you. So thanks for joining.